Welcome, Franchise Time Machine. We're going to do another attempt at this new game I'm trying to fine tune. It was actually a lot of fun to play it yesterday. I just want to I think we need to maybe nerf it a little bit. Um, because if every time we play, if anyone does it, and they're going to win 100, 30, 140 games, it's going to be kind of hard to differentiate between teams. But I also don't want to nerf it too much because I think part of the fun is putting a winning team together. So there'll be a little bit of it's a little bit of a delicate balance, I think, between making it too ridiculously good and making it kind of too hard. And part of it might be I just got lucky with the players that got created, and I made some lucky decisions on who to keep. Um, so that same roster, might not have been 130. I think it was 135 wins last night. We'll pull it back up to see. But tonight should be a pretty chill stream. We've got no one raiding into us. We're not raiding into anybody. So kind of take it easy. I also wanted to follow. Um, I'm in the 6L still. So it's 4 hours in. Anytime you're still in the 6L 4 hours in, it's a pretty good sign. The surprising thing is I had swept the first 3 rounds, which that usually does not happen when I play the 6L. So let's yeah, I'm still in it. So let's check it out. Ooh, all right, I made it to the semifinals. So 3 sweeps and then a 3-1 win in the quarterfinal. So at least have 1 point for the 6L standing. So if you're new to OOTP, the 6L is one of the namesake tournaments from Laptop Hound, who is one of the best OG OOTP streamers around. I mean, I've only been playing Perfect Team and watching Twitch since December of 2023 during PT24. He seems like an OG streamer to me, but uh, there's only like 3 or 4 people that have been like streaming as far as I know from the time I started watching. Um, but let's give him a shout out. Uh, so Lap does an incredibly entertaining stream, definitely worth checking out whenever he's on. Um, has a few different types of streams he does, but in almost all of them, he'll have some sort of bounty tournament where if you knock him out of the tournament, you get extra packs. So, standard packs from OOTP developments, just like we're going to be giving out tonight on this stream. And I think what came out of that is OOTP developed a tournament named after him, and it's the you can actually see it up in the top corner screen. So the original version launches in the mornings. It's still around, and it's Laptop Hounds. That's the first L. Lower Level Leisure Lounge. So the original is called the 5L. Launches in the morning, and then I can't remember if it was last year in PT24 or this year in PT25. We had a second Laptop Pound tournament, which is the 6L, which adds the L for late because it launches in the evening, the late lower level leisure lounge. And the whole lower level thing is that they focus on bronze and iron cards. And originally, those are the only cards you would get in the tournament during the draft. Whereas most draft tournaments, you have a perfect round and maybe a couple diamond rounds. And you get like a pretty broad range of cards from perfect to diamond, perfect to iron. This tournament is was just bronze and iron, and now they've added a couple of low silver rounds, but still very much in the lower level of the card set. So, oh, one game one, very nice. Who are we playing? We're playing Ethiopia. This is a Night Pain. I'm not familiar with them as a manager. The other fun thing about the 5L and the 6L is a lot of us who participate in it are big fans of Laptop Hound. So we're in his stream, in his chat, and you kind of get to know each other. So it's fun. You run into lots of players in the 5L and 6L because we're all, you know, wanting to compete in it because it's his tournament. We like his focus on the lower level cards, and there's also monthly uh, bonus packs if you get the most points, and you win points by finishing the top four of each 5L or 6L. But yeah, so that's why it's unusual that I don't know a manager I face in this tournament because we usually are chatting with each other during laps streams. But we can check out their lineup, see where their silver choices went. Crispy Young, Lou Gehrig, Julio Franco. Let's see if they went any silver in pitching. They have Lefty Willis. A couple of bronzes used in the bullpen here. Randy Choate is a lefty specialist. Andy Hansen. Andy Hansen, I think, got a lot of run during PTCS because if you ignore the home run rate, this is a killer card. Really high BABIP and control. And I think a lot of people were thinking in the PTCS 1922, you can maybe get away with that. I think we maybe showed a little differently when we did an experiment on that Friday before PTCS. Um, Homers are definitely suppressed, but we tested the same. Um, we did the same experiment in 2023 run settings and 1922 run settings. 1922 in the Polo Grounds where PTCS was, and the home run rates, the league leading home runs allowed, they only went from 59 to 38. So, well, that's a decrease. It's certainly not. Uh, it's not painless to give up 38 home runs, right? It's better than 59, but certainly still not good. So, I wonder how many people who had pitched Hansen thinking that 56 would be okay, or other pitchers like him. I know a lot. I watched a lot of streamers building rosters for that PTCS, really leaning into that lower home run rate being okay. Kind of curious to see how many of them might have gotten burned on that. After we did our experiment Friday night, late into Saturday morning, I was changing my rosters because I had overdone it, I think, in terms of going too aggressively on the lower home run rates. And I can't say whether it was because of that or not, but I did have my best PTCS yet, finishing. Here, I can show you. I think I made a slide for it. I see the slide where I had my tournament entries. I thought I made an update. Oh, here it is. So we did get knocked out of silver right away. We made it to round two in one of our bronzes, but we made it to round three and round four with our iron teams. So that round four, I think, is tied for the deepest run I've made in a PTCS. Um, and frankly, in the iron, the cards are just more accessible. Now, granted, there are probably more all combi teams in there, but if there's a card you want, you can pretty easily get it. And so when I change pitching strategies based on that experiment and not wanting to keep those low HRA pitchers in the pitching staff, it was easiest to change that in iron, I think. So, and here's that experiment I was talking about. Not number of pitches, not the demo, not the number of bad pitches. Yeah, we did how much does HRA matter in 1922? Yeah, so it turns out it's definitely suppressed, but not as much as you might think. Two factors, right, working against you if you're trying to run low HRA pitchers. 1922 is not dead ball. Dead ball is 1901 to 1919. Um, and not that the name matters, but I mean the era is named dead ball for a reason, right? So once you exit out of that era, you are going to have more home runs. Then the other thing is Polo Grounds. The home run factors are 1.2. So you already have an environment that's more home runs than dead ball. And then you're boosting that by 20%. Pretty soon you're at, instead of being, half or a third of what you might expect in home runs, you're now down like a quarter, which is maybe fine if you're going to run a 50 or 60 HR or a 60 or 70 HRA pitcher. A little dangerous though to run like a 40 or 50 HRA pitcher. And that kind of, aligns with what we found. Um, oh, sorry, that's from the wrong stream. Let me find the right stream. Here it is. So the interesting thing, so we have this completely neutral and standardized test environment where we do experiments like this. And we tested teams where all the pitchers had HRA of 100, 250, 400, and 550. The reason for that is 400 is kind of major league average for most eras, especially 2023. 550 is the end of the scale and it's like beyond elite. And then 250 is kind of the bottom end of major league ratings. And then 100 is just pretty much terrible. So those are like four good kind of points to test. And we have four teams in our experimental setup. There's also an 8-team version, but I don't want to chop it up that much. So, 150 points in between each team seemed like a um, good difference that we could maybe see some changes to the dependent variables of the pitching performances. And we did. And so the big takeaways are whether it's 2023 or 1922, it was actually kind of shocking that it was this consistent and clear, despite the difference in eras, that your elite HRA, when you go from elite to average, your home runs allowed to basically go up 10x. And it was crazy that 10x held in 1922 as well as 2023. Now it's on a much lower basis, right? There's a lot more home runs hit in 2023, but the fact that 10x was consistent seemed amazing. And then even further, to go from average to below average, both eras, it's about a 2 to 3x increase in home runs. Now, part of what that says is it hurts you a lot more to drop down from elite to average than it does to average to below average. Well, that kind of makes sense. What makes you elite is that you're a rare gem, right? In a world of other pitchers, you are the rare exception. And so, yeah, that 10x maybe makes sense, right? It's not linear. There's a long tail. And that tail, from a rate or ratio perspective, is actually consistent from 1922 to 2023. Then the other interesting thing was when you go from below average to terrible, it doesn't actually get much worse. So that's where the players who were leaning hard into the HRA had a point. In this case, if you're going to run a 50 HRA pitcher, you might as well run a 30 HRA pitcher because our data shows that it didn't actually hurt that much more. You've already fallen off the cliff of giving up home runs. You're not going to give up that many more. They're actually very similar home run rates. But again, the super crazy part is that shape was consistent across eras. That was really surprising. So, again, the basis is different. There's, about 25% more home runs hit in 23 than 1922. Well, actually, sorry. It's 25% less. So it's actually 33% more. I always get I always screw myself up with that. 25% more from going down to up is actually sorry, 33 is 33% more going bottom to up is 20%, 25% less going from top to down. Even just now explaining it, I mixed it up. Um, but yeah, so it was really amazing that those ratios held across eras. Now, what that also means is, yeah, it hurts to go from average to below average. Maybe it hurts less in 1922 because the base is smaller, but it's not as small as people I think were expecting. And so between the fact that you do take a big hit dropping down to average or below average HRA, and that hit is on a base that's closer to 2023 than people were expecting, that's why I went back and abandoned my plans to ignore basically. I basically was ignoring HRA and was picking pitchers based on PBABIP and control. And so, based on these experimental results, I changed course on that. Let's see, we got an update on the 6L here. So we are up 2-0 in the semifinal. So who did we play so far? I'm just doing what I want tonight because I don't think there's really anyone in the channel, and I'm not rating into anybody. So um, I will eventually do a stream if anyone shows up because I do have packs to give away. So we can. Oh, Smiley Face Jane is here. Speak of the devil. So the viewer who has probably won the most packs since I started awarding packs. Welcome back to the stream, Smiley Face Jane. I was just saying, oh, if no one shows up, I'm just going to do whatever I want. And I don't have to do the stream because there's no packs to give away. No, no, that's fine. Um, I'll do the experiment because I do want to do it. I just thought, well, I don't need to start it yet if no one's around. I was also enjoying kind of seeing how this tournament was going. It's very rare these days that I get a chance to just sit and watch the results come in and watch a tournament I'm in. You're interested in 6L stuff? Yeah, this is one of my favorite tournaments. And Lap swept you in round 2. Oh, let's check that out. Let's look at the tournament tree. Yeah, so that's the other fun thing that Lap plays in his own tournament is also super fun. Let's see. I'm assuming it was this Rocky Mountain Gladiators logo. These are your favorite tourneys even before you watch Lap. You just like the lower level aspect. Yeah, it is. It is fun, and I didn't realize this until I started playing the speed drafts when they came out. And actually, we were playing them. Doctor Dynastic was actually like um, ahead of his time. He was doing speed drafts in his chat or in his stream. It was all on the honor system, but we're all trying to finish drafts in 5 minutes. Um, Playing the 5L and 6L makes it a lot easier to navigate those last few rounds of a regular tournament because you know the card set so well. So, I'm sorry, what am I looking for? Oh, yeah, I'm looking for the Rocky Mountain Gladiators, I think. Oh, no, it says other. Yeah, here it is. See, I'm always looking for this logo, and then I forget that in the tree, it's the smaller logo with the little cute little doggy peeking out there. So this is you, Smiley Face Jane, the Fargo Fielders. Close games though, 3-1, 4-3, 4-3. I mean, it's a sweep, but it's not like you got blown out. Yeah, I mean, let's look at the win probably chart, see how close they actually were. This one tied 3-3 after 2. A fourth run in the fourth, and then everyone just hanging on till the end there. Let's look at game 2. Lap jumped ahead in the fourth and then hung on to win 4-3. Smiley Face Jane scored 2 in the bottom of the seventh to cut it to 1-run lead, but then just couldn't score the eighth or the ninth. Looks like came close in the seventh. Or I guess that'd be the eight. Well, let's see what happened there. Check the game log. Yeah, if you're new to the game, I should probably explain what I'm doing here. If you go to the calendar, you can see all the history of the games you played. And then if you click on any one of the scores, you can see the box score and this win probability chart. And then if you want to see what happened in a particular inning, you can go to the game log, which you access here. So let's see what happened in the seventh. Looked like you cut the win probably pretty close, at least almost 50-50 in the bottom of the seventh. Let's see what happened here. Kim Berry doubles. Josh Reddick walks, so you got first and second. Kabarkowitz walks, bases loaded. So that's where the win probably is probably creeping towards 50-50. There's a ground out, 4-2. So fielder's choice at home plate. One out now, bases still loaded. There's a single. Runner scores, throwing error. Another runner scores. Oh, this is where you score the 3 runs. Strikeout swinging. And then a ground out. So 2 runs, 2 hits, and an error, 2 left on base. So that must be where okay, it's a 1-run game now with 2 innings left. I was just wondering why this jumps up again all of a sudden. Oh, I guess when the rally ends. Yeah, top of the 8th, then it goes back to yeah, while you had the bases loaded, it was saying, yeah, your win probability of this one is almost 50-50. Then Lab's able to get out of the inning and it jumps back up to 75%. That's probably what happened there. You watched the last one, you hit into 5 double plays. Wow. Michael Young was a monster. Let's check out 8 RBI, 2 home runs. Oh, so these are lap stats. Let me get back to. Do I have to go all the way back out to the tree to see another team? Maybe I do. Fargo Fielders. Okay. Ooh, 1385 OPS. I mean, it's a small sample size, but that's a really nice sample there. 500 average, 885 slugging. Man, I'm such a sucker for I haven't actually picked him many times, but between him and the Connie Day card continuing to play well all the time, I'm having to rethink that. I mean, I guess I is nice to have, but when you have a hitting profile like this, maybe you don't need it. The Connie Day seems to crush for people too. I've been taking Connie Day because of the position flexibility, but yeah, even without the eye, this card and the Connie Day card seem to play really well. Bob Miller, 0 ERA. How many games did he pitch in? 2 games, 15 and 2/3 innings, no earned runs. Nice. I do like his card, and I like his bronze card better than the gold because he starts as a bronze. As a gold, he's a good stopper, but I'd rather have a starter. I keep forgetting this is a live tournament. It's simulating, so I should get an update soon. Who's on the other side? Oh, there's the update. Am I in live Iron Challenge? I am, but then I realized I didn't do my roster updates after the the live updates. So look at that. I swept into the finals. Awesome. So I will not have a good showing in live iron tonight. But look for me tomorrow. I'm going to do I already did my silver live roster update. I'll do silver and bronze sometime tomorrow before those tournaments fire. We can see though how I've done. Live Iron's one I've been doing pretty well in. Oh, this is bronze. Um, but I've won and finished second place in the last week in Live Iron, so it's one of my better tournaments. Oh, I have a full roster? Oh yeah, you know what it is? It will put a default roster in, but it's I don't think it's based on my old it like it just seems like a random assortment of players. Like if it does it in bronze, it'll pull in actually a bunch of iron players for some reason. So yeah, it'll at least you have a roster, so at least you know I can not forfeit, which is good. Let me I kind of want to see what roster I put in. That's some good advice to not log in on stream because I noticed one time I like had a little finger slip and I ended up typing in my password into the user ID name. So if I had been streaming, like my password would have been fully visible to everybody. So let me log into Iron. I have two accounts to run Iron, but they run similar rosters, especially in Iron because the card set's pretty small. But I do think one of them's been playing better in live tournaments than the other for whatever reason. I mean, it's just RNG. It's the same manager making similar decisions, but and very similar card set. Okay, let's see what this one has. Okay, this is not the one that's been winning in live iron, but here's a fifth to eighth place. Here's another fifth to eighth place. Here's a 17th to 22nd. Oh, I'm still in it. Wow. Wait, how far is it? I should actually sign up for the next one. I think it just fired though, right? It's less. Is it less than an hour in? Live iron. Yes, please. Or oh no, did it fire at 9? Is it an hour and a half in? It's pretty well put together, and I slept the first one. Maybe I'm pretty sure I didn't update this though. Unless there were so few changes in iron that it didn't impact my team. All right, let's see who I have in here. I think you're right, Sly Facing. There just weren't significant changes because I haven't touched like I remember these names from when I put this roster together, but I haven't touched it since. Although did Brett Brady just drop to iron? Maybe I did do this. All right, looks like we're back from ads. Yeah, I did. Then I thought maybe the sweep was against Gym Unknowns, but it was an actual team. So, I mean, I will still do an update tomorrow because maybe some. What really works out well is when you have a player drop down from a tier above. Unless they were just getting crushed, they usually end up being like a pretty strong card in the level they drop into. So, and there's no one to drop out, right, or come in from below. So, there's probably just upside in doing an update, so that'll be fun. Ah, this Martin Perez, one of my favorite cards in Iron. Oh, he's gotten a little nerfed since the update. He used to have a better shape, I think, before the update. He had a little higher HRA relative to the PBAB before. Well, good luck, Smiley Face Jane. Are we? Oh, actually, are we going to run into each other? You're down here. Oh, we'd run into each other not till the semifinal, looks like. But we're on the same side of the bracket. Cool. Thanks for bringing. I had given up on that because I thought I'd forgotten to do my post live update roster changes. Oh wait, you know what? I should see if my other team is in it too. Still, so if you're new to OTP, if you if you have multiple, each license you buy gets you. You can essentially have three accounts per license. Oh, there's a Doom chime. Let's see what happens in round two. Oh, look at that. We're still winning. All right. Well, thanks to Smiley Face Jane for letting me know we're still in this tournament. Let's see if I can find my other team. So here's this team we've been looking at. Oh, here's my other team. Oh, we're still in it on the other side too, although we're down 1-0 in the second round there. So the rosters are probably going to look pretty similar. I mean, I am the same manager after all, and the card set's pretty small. And unlike bronze and silver, aren't many cards that you. Well, I mean, for all of them in live, most of the cards are accessible because there's no limited editions or anything. So, look like one player might have gone up in your. Yeah, looks like we're down 1-0 over there. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I did lose a player on this team. I can probably fix that right now. Okay, who do I have here? Oh, I don't have any starters in the pen. That's unfortunate. Hmm. So I really can't fix it, can I? Yeah, and unlike playoffs in league play, you can't add players in between rounds. So, should I go to a follower? Yeah, I was thinking like going opener. Well, these guys are rested right now because we won 4-1 in the first round. So we should be okay one more trip through the rotation. So I can actually probably put in a follower opener. Oh, I'm not logged into this team. I forgot. Let me log in this team. I've not set up a opener follower before, so let me see if I can do that. What is that account? Oh, that's right. Kitty Poo Poo, welcome. We're just watching the live iron tournament um, just to see if anyone showed up and we can do a another sim and another card pack giveaway. So here's what we're watching. I was telling Smiley Face Jane I had given up on live iron today because I had forgotten to do a roster update after the live update. But it turns out both of my teams made it to round two. This one is only running four pitchers, so we're gonna see if I can put in a opener follower here. Now, how do I do this? Can I set to opener? No. Do I have to do it under strategy? Oh, yeah, that's probably what I need to do. If I go into this pitcher strategy and then use this opener. Actually, what's his stamina? Okay, stamina 15. That's one of the lower staminas, so that's good. Then we have these 20 and 30 stamina pitchers to come in as followers. So does it him as a follower? Yeah, there we go. Okay, we'll see what happens. Let's see if that can help save my tournament here. Yeah, so thanks to Smiley Face Jane for letting me know that these teams are still alive. Maybe we can keep this team alive. All right. Well, now that there's two of you in here, let's do a sim and give away some packs. So I just want to do a continuation of what we did last night. And before we do that, let me just log out of this account. I do like that despite the crazy hour of the day we stream, we now have a small but dedicated community of viewers that show up for this stuff. I just want to look at the 6L one more time, see if we got an update here. Okay, we're up 1-0 in the final. That's cool. And who are we playing? R.A. Hujas? I don't know who that is. That's unusual. That's two managers in a row I've played in this tonight's tournament that I do not know from the chat, from Lap's chat, which is unusual. Check out this guy. He's got three guys hitting 400. Ibanez, Franco, and Sunberg. I wonder if he played some Gym Unknowns earlier on. Oh, look at that. I was right. Oh, this is awesome. I've always wanted to see this happen. A team of Gym Unknowns made it to round two because there must have been two Gym Unknowns in round one. That's great. I've always wanted to see that. I mean, no, I'm not throwing any shade at this guy because he beat Mice in round one, and Mice is one of the best managers I know in 5L6L. So this is a legit good manager to get to the final. But that's awesome that he ran into Jim Unknowns in round two. That's like the dream, right? You make it past Mice in a tough round one, and then your reward is you get to face Jim Unknowns in round two. So now I want to see this round one Jim Unknowns just Jim Unknowns. Jim Minogue, team manager, finally getting started with some pity packs. So if I go to this team, all right, I guess I got to go to the tree. I got to go find the paladins. Here they are. Yeah, so they have no roster, but they oh look at this: 33 to 36 in 10 innings, 28 to 27, 20 to 17, 15 to 18, 26 to 23. Oh, A-Dub, you went Jim Unknown on us. Oh man. I'm screenshotting this and sending it to him. Oh, and it went to 5 games too, as you would kind of expect, I guess. Look at this extra inning masterpiece in game one, 33 to 36. Hogmado, welcome to the chat. Good to see you again. Yeah, I've always wanted to see a Jim Unknown team in round two. This is the first. I mean, I knew it must happen sometimes. This is the first time I've seen it in person. This is great. It is interesting though, when Jim Unknowns meet each other, it is the batters that dominate the pitchers. I wonder what that says about the underlying game model. Right, the other way this could go is you have 5 extra inning games that are 1-0 because neither team can score because they're all Jim Unknown hitters. But instead, what you get is the Jim Unknown hitters tee off against the Jim Unknown pitchers. Oh, look at this player of the game, Jim Unknown. Yeah, it's so there's I guess when all things are equally bad, there's a fundamental either when all things are equally bad, there's a fundamental bias towards batters, or Jim Unknown batters have higher ratings than Jim Unknown pitchers. I mean, we can look, right? Like, oh yes, there's no line. I can't see an actual lineup, so I can't see ratings. I was hoping to see ratings for the batters. Right, like I want to see this right fielder who went 7 for 8. It's giving me pitching ratings for some reason. And you can't actually see ratings because there's no roster to see. I just want to understand like what does a Jim Unknown actually look like in terms of they must have some profile in the game. Oh man. Okay, my game just crashed. Better now than during a sim with packs riding on it. 1,075 packs by the way in this account. And I'd gotten it down under 900, and then some tournament wins happened, and then the PTCS weekend happened where we had all those streamers to watch, and The pack total went back up again. By the way, that's one of the my favorite things OTP's done this cycle is doing those event weekends where they give special packs to some affiliates. I really like the kind of it's like a scavenger hunt feel to it where you're trying to find like which streamers are going and like someone pops back up online like, oh, I got to get over there and finish those packs, those drops. I think it's been super fun. Oh, I didn't realize. I thought we had won a game one. I guess we had lost game one. We tied it up 1-1. Oh yeah, I want to go back to that Gym Unknown versus Gym Unknown game. Man, it's so funny this against AW. Yeah, there's no one to be seen, so I can't see what a Gym Unknown rating looks like. That's too bad. You know what? I should do the screenshot. I should do the screenshot from AW's team so we can send it to him. Great logo, by the way. Let's go to the calendar. Okay, here we go. We'll screenshot this one. So yeah, AW wins in extra innings, 36-33. Loses a tough one by 1 run here, 27-28. Oh my goodness, look at that win probability graph. Oh, 5 in the bottom of the ninth. Holy cow. Up 4 going into the bottom of the ninth. Gives up 5 to lose it. That's brutal. How did you give up 5? What happened there? Single, 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 single. Wait, what happened here? It just says 1 and 2 ball. Where's the rest of this at bat? What happened here? So single, single, runner to second, 1 and 2 count. Doesn't say what happened. Then the next batter hits a 3 run home run. So there was some kind of out here, but it doesn't say what. Okay, so it wasn't out at least. Single, single. New pitcher comes in. Fly out, strikeout looking. Single. Runner scores. Single runner scores. So it was a 3 run shot and then a rally. Oh, that's a brutal way to lose a game. That's one of the worst win probably graphs I've seen in a long time. And because it's AW, we're going to screenshot this too. These are all very close games, which I guess you'd expect if they're all equally empty rosters. Oh, gives up 6 in the bottom of the eighth to lose this one. Oh no, AW won this one. AW rallies for 6 in the bottom of the eighth to win this one. And this was game 4. AW needed this to take it to game 5. So good clutch win here in the bottom of the eighth. But the Gym Unknowns coming through in the clutch. Sorry, y'all. I'm just fascinated by Gym Unknowns. So to see a Gym Unknown versus Unknown series, oh, brutal, brutal. 10 run seventh. Oh man, Face Jane says, I wonder if a save is possible of just minor leagues with no players and filled all ghost players. So there's ghost players, but then you can also ask the AI to fill it with fictional players. But the ghost players are more like Jim Unknown, right? I think that's what you're that's what you're going at there. Yeah, so you want to leave it empty and filled with ghost players. That's right. That's right. Wow. 10 in the 7. That's crazy. 5 errors. All right, y'all. So here's what I wanted to do tonight. I wanted to do a an update to last night's game. I don't know if all of you were here, but what we did was I created this new game where the whole roster is made by players we create using the player creation engine. And let me find the here's what we used to make it. It was 4 legend, 5 star, 6 good, 5 average, 4 bench, and 2 scrub. And when I was making my picks and building the team, especially as it got towards the end of the player creation, I started thinking, do we have too many scrubs and bench players? Bench level, not bench as a role, but bench level. These are the tiers of player you can create in the player creation engine. But it turns out with this mix, and maybe I got lucky in my picks, and but regardless, I think this team won 135 games. And in hindsight, maybe that's not too many games. Like I do want this to be fun. It is more fun to have like a crazy good team that wins a lot of games. But I was thinking the sweet spot is like if I had won 115 games, right? And then with a good draft, maybe I win 120. With a bad draft, maybe I win like 100. Um, that's kind of more what I was shooting for. Now with 135, let's just assume that was an average draft and average luck and roster building, right? With a bad draft, do I maybe drop down to 125, which still destroys the major league record? And with a good draft, do I win 155, which at that point is it still fun if we're just like destroying everybody? I don't know. So anyway, while I was drafting, I thought, this is too many bench and scrub players. I'm having to use some really bad players. Maybe we need to boost the number of star and legend players. But once I saw the outcome, I was like, okay, now we may have too many legend and star players. And part of that was, I think, me underestimating how good star level players are, and even how good level players are. I actually think I'm just going to end up going back to. I think AW suggested the set on the right, which is one less good player, one more bench player. So what I thought I'd do is I test it out one more time. We can do pack giveaways based on the results of that sim. And then if all looks good, I'll probably put a channel point redemption up so that if anyone wants to play, they can redeem channel points and they can play. And what we'll do is um, every person who plays will run their team through 2023, and then we'll put their team with my team in a league. And once the league's full of teams, then we'll just play against each other. And that could be like its own fun little, multi-stream event. The other thing I was initially thinking was, and I didn't do this last night because the names are already kind of interesting enough. But I was thinking like everyone on my team, I would change the first name to franchise. And if Kitty Poo Poo had a team, everyone on that team would have their first name changed to Kitty, and there'd be a team of all smiley faces. Um, I don't think we need that though. I think it was kind of interesting the way it was. I don't know. If you disagree in chat, let me know if you think it would be more fun if your team, if everyone had the same first name. But I think we're going to switch this around now so that we'll use this set here. It'll help nerf things a little bit. So basically, we have one less good player. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's just make a new sheet. Okay. So in this version, let's just delete well, let's just copy this over here. I can't cut and paste or I lose the black cells and then I get the blinding white again, which I don't want to bother with. Okay, so we're going to get one less good player.
Why do you keep following me around?
One less average player. Canada's 4. Thank you for the follow. I didn't realize there was anyone in here who wasn't part of our normal chat. Yeah, welcome. Usually when we get raided into, there's a bunch of people in there, but I thought tonight it was just. I mean, the last time I looked, we had 3 viewers. So. But yeah, Canada's welcome. All right, so this will be the new. It should not change things too much, and then I think this time around I'm going to play a little bit with the positions I take. So let me let's get a new giveaway form up and running, so y'all can win some packs again tonight. And as I say that, I think I just realized I did not submit last night's winners in to OOTP development, so I apologize for that. I will do that when I submit tonight's winners. Okay. It looks like we might be back from ads. So yeah, here's the new form. The only thing I changed is tonight's roster will have one fewer good and one more bench level player created than in test number one. Will the team make the playoffs? Will we make it to the World Series? Will we win the World Series? How many regular season games will we win? And what's the highest WAR generated by any of our legend level players? Max, is there anyone I could say out of the players who entered last night that you would not say rigged to? I don't think so. If anything, I was very anyone but eight. If anything, I was glad that um, there have been a few people I think who've wandered in and played uh, some of our pack drawings and won because otherwise it would be the same names being sent to OTP every night. And I didn't want them to think like I'm just rigging this to give packs to my friends. It's just like that's who's in the chat. So I think we can just use the same questions as last time. Um, how many regular season wins? The highest WAR? I think this is fine. We can run this back. All right, so let's open up the form and I will generate a URL and post it in the chat. Link to the form for tonight's 10 pack giveaway. All right. And let's pin that. So you have plenty of time because I need to generate all the players for this team and choose them. The one thing I wanted to do though was create a quick start, so at least the starting point, all the settings are right and everything. All right. Oh, what's going on in the base game here? Oh yeah, Max. I don't know if you just got in or not, but AW lost a Gym Unknowns versus Gym Unknowns round one game tonight in the in the 6L. It's the best thing I've seen in a while. All right, let's see what the oh, it's my game crash again? Jeez, that's twice in like an hour. All right, let me log in. So the rule, if we keep crashing during the stream, the rule is I will finish the sim offline and post the results and the winners in the Discord. It's not ideal, but I needed a contingency plan in case this ever happens. And tonight it might happen because it's already crashed twice now. And before we start the sim, I want to see. Oh man, I'm about to lose the finals of the 6L. We're down 3 games to 1. The final is best of 7. Let's see what this roster's all about here. I mean, all of his stats were inflated because he faced Gym Unknowns in round two, but still, yeah, this is a good roster. Let's see what the pitching looks like. Yeah, even his iron starter is Chris Short, who's probably the best of the iron starters. So, I mean, the only real weaknesses are he took a couple of low HRA pitchers that I usually try to avoid, like the Cerruti and the Diaz. But other than that, this is a solid staff too. I mean, it looks like good picking and some luck, right? It's lucky when one of your iron pitchers is a a guy in Chris Short who's probably good enough to be a bronze card. But I mean, he's smart enough to grab him too. So I don't mean to throw any shade at this guy or gal. Yeah, Alex Claudio is his closer. Yeah, this is a good, it's a good roster. All right, well, we'll see what happens when we finish this in. Max is in the low silver final for the third time in 5 nights. Congrats, good job. Oh, look at this. I'm still. How far is this one? Nearly perfect overnight. I don't think it started nearly as early as the 6L though. Oh yeah, this is just round one, and we got beat 16-7. We're already up 2 games to 1 though. All right, let's get to the sim. Oh yeah, I was gonna change some of my choices. That's why I had the spreadsheet up. Okay, so this time around, I think I still want to go shortstop, but I think I'm going to take a corner outfield. What I'm hoping is, it looks like when we picked first base, it gave us a different set of profiles than when we picked center field. So it seems like it's giving position appropriate choices, right? The first base choices were big hitters and one high average guy, high contact, high eye guy. Uh, whereas the center fielders did not have the same hitting profile, but several of them had high speed and high defense. And so I'm thinking about, I think it'll end up being, let's move. I'm hoping, here's what I'm hoping. If I take a corner outfield spot and move it up into the legend level, it'll give me a big hitting outfielder. And then I'll take the lighter hitting, more defensive, speedy center fielder and take them in the good round. So essentially, I think I'm going to end up swapping these center fielder here in the good round and a left fielder in the legend round. The other thing I was thinking about doing tonight was just a player creation test where we create 30 first basemen and 30 center fielders and kind of graph the results and say, okay, are the profiles significantly different or are they the same? They just have, well, the two bookends would be, one is the profiles look exactly the same. They just have center fielder or left fielder slapped onto them. Or the other extreme would be, yeah, left field profiles look very different from center field profiles, but they still look legendary, but in a different way. But I decided to go with another sim tonight instead, partly because it was so much fun doing it last night. So, is there anything else I wanted to change? I don't think so, other than wishing I had another big hitter and thinking I could go center field later. So part of the problem is I didn't have a true DH. And so that's another thing is maybe do I bump someone else? This average first baseman ended up being my DH, and he was not very good. Um, for catcher too, I went average. Do you mean why is it so high or why is it so low? My rationale was the way the base game, well, the way OTP in general handles fatigue, that your backup catcher ends up playing quite a bit. And so I wanted a decent backup catcher, not just like a, yeah, not just like a scrub to stand behind the plate. Um, the other way I could have gone is maybe like two good catchers and do it like a more of a true platoon or like a good and an average. Um, yeah, but I decided I just wanted to be a pure backup, but given how much like the way OTP runs, I feel like if you took eight like a 19 like a peak Cal Ripken, the game would end up forcing him to rest like 10 days, 10 games. I don't I don't know if that matches your experiences with the base game, but my one kind of disappointment or criticism of it is it seems to make like Iron Men players rest too much, right? I'm talking about like peak Cal Ripken, peak Lou Gehrig, um, you know, why is my manager resting them 10 games out of a 162 game season? Um, and it doesn't seem like in perfect team either. It doesn't seem like position players have stamina the way pitchers do. And that's something I'd like to see because there are some players whose card should be like a stamina of 130 or whatever it takes to not have to rest in a tournament. um Time is it seems like my Iron Man players usually play almost every game and they don't start 8 to 10. Oh, I see, so they don't start but they play. Interesting. Which that okay, that's true. That might Well, so now that makes me wonder about Cal. I thought he started all those games, but you're right. He may have just pinch hit in some of those. Let me open up a baseball reference and let's find out. Let's find BREF and share it. So Tom Mato's Bonds played 161 games and started 154. Okay. I know for pitchers it has games started. Okay, this just has games, but I wonder if we go to, is there not a game started stat for batters? Oh, game started. Well, yeah, but check out Cal, 1983 to 1993, right? Okay, for the first 6 years, or no, first 4 years, he did start every game. But then to Takmato's point, he did not start every game starting in 1987. Well, so what about? Oh, sorry, I was looking at complete games. Sorry, I was looking at complete games. Yeah, they are games started. That's what I thought, because that was the whole idea of the streak, right? Oh yeah, Takavado even said it. Yeah, sorry, I was looking at complete games. Yeah, so he stopped playing complete games in '86, and even then, he's still completing almost all his games. That's crazy. I mean, I say he stopped playing complete games, but in '89, for example, he still completed 159 out of 162. It's not till 1990 where he drops to 150. Yeah, sorry, I was looking at complete games versus games started. Yeah, so to me, right, if there's a position player stamina rating, any one of these Cal Ripken seasons should max it out, and you shouldn't have to rest him. And I feel like the way fatigue management works, it's more pronounced in perfect team, partly because in tournaments you have no days off. But even in the base game, I'm always disappointed when I do sims and I see like some of the best players, sitting out 10 to 12 games, presumably because of fatigue management, because I usually turn injuries off. So, man, I haven't looked at these Ripken game stats in a while, but that's crazy. It is crazy that you played that many games in a row. Wow. Okay, so I think what else? I'm gonna upgrade the left field position, hoping to get another slugger, and send the center fielder down to um the reason I had third base at star level is I was hoping they'd give me like a slugging third baseman, but I'm wondering if I should swap third and right field too, and hope to get like a slugging outfielder there. Then the only other thing I'm thinking is like, do I need to have like another big hitting position higher up in hopes of getting a true DH? So here's the thing. I think coming into this last night, I underestimated how good star and legend players are. But I also think I overestimated how good average and bench players are. Like the profiles of the average and bench players were pretty bad. So maybe this is what I'll do. I'm going to swap my backup or my starting second baseman and my backup first baseman. And what I'm hoping is I get a better DH. Are they matching the all average league? No, this is all happening in the 2022 season. And I've been replacing the Mets. If someone from the community plays, I was thinking you can choose what team you replace, or you would replace your favorite team, I guess. Because that would also have implications on how well your team does, right? If you pick one of the best teams in the league to replace, then that might add one or two wins to your total. I'm replacing the Mets, so I'm not going to get that benefit. All right, this is good. Let's roll with this. Let's try this out. So I don't think I specified in the form what order I was going to pick it. Yeah, so none of that should affect the results, or hopefully will not affect your guesses. All right, so let me open up the base game. Historical game in 2023. If you're using this team in the average league, the created player to be bench or lower would be worse than the league. Right, right. Yeah. I think it, yeah. I've noticed that because when I forget what sim I was doing when I was having to create players. Um, but I noticed if you change the destination league to anything other than Major League Baseball, it will nerf the players that you create. And I think that's what Dr. Dynastic was running into. Okay, this is create a roster V2. Oh, wait, why am I in challenge mode? I can't do this in challenge mode. That was no. Continue with new game. There you go. If you're watching and you're new to OTP, you need to be in commissioner mode to do all the stuff we're about to do, so you cannot do this in challenge mode. All right. So I think first things first, let's set up the league and make it a quick start, so that if we are going to let other people do this, that we just open up the quick start next time. So I call it creator roster because it's the play create a player is the function. And then is Max still on or did Max go to bed? I know he has to work in the morning. So Max, if you're around, let me know. I had a question for you regarding this. It will be interesting to see like what other people's spreadsheets would look like. I can totally see someone going four starting pitchers for the legend players, and I think that would also make total sense. Right? Because you can still go four legend starters and still have for stars catcher, first base, center field, right? Like you can still have lots of star players, and your rotation would be, four Hall of Famers, and maybe like an average. You're not going to even go to that fifth starter very often because of days off and stuff. Okay, so let's just set everything up first. So no scouting, 100% accurate. Um, no coaching, no owner goals, no injuries, no suspensions, no personality ratings, no morale, no chemistry, disabled player development. DH is on. We don't need to mess with the amateur draft because it's scheduled for the postseason, so we're okay there. No trading. Let's just turn off the draft. That's fine. We'll just turn off financials, options. Popular has no impact on the All Star vote. Pitchers cannot win the MVP. No retiring according to history. No missed seasons according to history. Let's lock the modifiers in at 1 and not auto calc. And then these keep getting undone, but so franchise machine advancing to round 3. Oh, is this live iron smiley face stream? I guess our opener follower trick didn't work. So smiley face Jane let me know my teams were still in it, even though I had forgotten to update my Iron Live rosters after the live update. It turns out none of my franchise time machine players were affected, but I did lose one starting pitcher from the Hooked on Streamer Phonics team. And I didn't have anyone with starter stamina in the bullpen. So we tried to do a follower opener to see if that would salvage that tournament, but it did not. So this has been interesting. Every time in the manager options, I turn off these exit autoplays to create our de facto do not disturb. It keeps rechecking them whenever I open the quick start. I mean, y'all are my witnesses. I uncheck them here. I will not be surprised the next time we open this quick start that we create if they're back. Okay, so let's save this right now. Well, actually, let's no, you know what? I'm not going to empty out my roster because other people might pick a different team. So we will just save this as is. In fact, I shouldn't have even picked the Mets. I should have just left it blank. Oh, sorry. Still on spreadsheet. Very typical of me. Sorry about that, everybody. Okay, so let's save this as a quick start. This will be our create a roster VO1 standard sim setup with injuries, etc. turned off. Oh, normally I name it QSO1 for quick start. Okay. So now that we've saved the quick start, we can go into the Mets roster and clear it out. Hey, I'm wondering, Smiley Face Jane and Tuckmado, you are in my stream a lot. Can you tell me how many channel points you have? If you don't mind saying, you can whisper it to me if you'd rather not put it in the chat, but I have no idea how many points is a lot or a little based on what people have. 29K for Tuckmado, okay. 28.9K, that's crazy. So I was trying to figure out what's a reasonable number to put in for someone either setting the experiment for the stream, or in this case, like being one of the players to do the create a roster game. Um, I have several channel point redemptions created, but I priced them super high so no one would pick them. Um, but now that we're actually coming close to doing this, for example, I was trying to figure out like what's a good channel point total um, to, like, for lack of a term, to price it. So thank you for that info. Yeah, if any of y'all ever want to be a mod, I'm happy to make you a mod. I know so little about Twitch stuff that and the main reason I made Max a mod is so that when I have this problem with Twitch not recognizing me, like I can stream and it'll save the VOD, but I can't do anything else. I made him a mod, so when that happens, he could just raid into himself. So, and if we end up doing this, what I'll do is like I'll give whoever's playing next access to the spreadsheet, so that then they can fill in their choices for position by tier, and then that way, like it'll already be in there for when we start, so we can get through the player creation faster. Oh, the other thing I wanted to do is make sure that the free agent pool is empty. Okay, good. It starts out empty, so this is perfect. So I think the quick start is where we want it to be. All right, so we're starting with this is my experiment. I'm switched to left fielder because I'm hoping to get a big bat there. So we'll see if that works out that way. This was a center fielder before. All the player ages are 26 to 29, and they're all fully developed. This one's going to be legend, and we're giving 5 of each level. All right, let's switch from pitching ratings to batting ratings. Okay, it kind of worked. I think there's more power here than when I did the center fielders last time. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm not able to pick any of these center fielders, but I'm going to generate 5 center fielders just for comparison. These center fielders will get deleted right away. Okay, now does it seem that the center fielders are significantly different than the left fielders at all? I mean, the left fielders definitely have worse outfield range, which you would kind of expect. But from a batting profile, I think if it didn't say center field and left field, looks like power and contact. Well, there's definitely more gap power in the center fielders. Would you say that there's significantly more power in the left fielders than the center fielders? It looks pretty similar to me. I mean, if I'm looking at these as two pools, I would much rather pick from the center fielder pool than the left fielder pool, right? Am I mistaken there? Okay, Tomato feels like there's a clear difference. That's good to hear. There's definitely a clear difference in gap power. You would rather pick from these center fielders too? Because I feel like what you give away in defense in the left field is not made up for in the offense in left field. You know what it almost looks like to me? Is it almost looks like the the batting profiles are just legendary, and then the fielding profiles match the position. Okay, let's do this then. Let's do five shortstops real quick. Let's add five legend shortstops to the mix. And again, I can't pick from these. I'm only picking from the left fielders because I already made that decision. Okay, these shortstops definitely seem to have more contact. They don't seem to have that much less power though. I just thought there'd be a much more clear trade-off between like contact and power, or maybe an eye. But I'm not seeing that much of a difference. With the shorts, the center fielders definitely have more. Well, no, that's not necessarily true. It's just that the shortstops have less contact, is what I'm seeing. Okay, I mean, the shortstops have 270s and 365s in power. The left fielders have 370s and 265s for power. That's not that different to me. Center fielders have more speed. Yeah, so Togmado, I think what I'm saying is the right side, everything to the right of the batting profiles does seem to be position specific. But if I'm looking at all the batting profiles, I'm not seeing a big difference by position. All those shortstops are Miguel Tejada. I, right, so I totally agree that the right side of the profiles is position specific. You can almost see like there's a break from when you go from shortstop with the infield range to the left fielders with the outfield range, then to the center fielders with the outfield range. But to me, it almost looks like those position specific secondary ratings are just on top of just a generic legend batting profile. Although I do agree that there seems to be more contact in left and center field than at shortstop. And I guess center field has the only 55 power, but it also has the only 75 power. So, but I mean, I guess among center fielders, you do have like your Mike Trouts and Aaron Judges, but I just thought the left fielders would have just have a lot more power than the center fielders. And I'm not seeing that. Okay, well, I did this so we can learn from it for when we make our official pick. So now we kind of know. I feel like moving my legend pick from center field or moving my center field pick from legend and moving it down is kind of a waste because it looks like the batting profiles are the batting profiles, and basically I could have gotten a legend batting profile with center fielder ability. And so when I do this for real, I'm definitely putting center field back up in the legend tier because I'm not seeing enough out of the left fielders to make up for that fielding difference. I just thought there'd be a lot more slugging left fielders in the mix, and I'm just not seeing that. Okay, well, let's delete out the the players I just created for the sake of comparison. Let's delete them out. Okay, so here are the left fielders I have to pick from. Unfortunately, there is no like clear Barry Bonds type slugger in the mix. I know I was going to say Santos Rivera, but he's very splitty. I guess they all kind of are, except for Mike McPhee. Because I like Santos Rivera because he's got the best balance of contact, power, and eye, but he's pretty splitty. The least splitty is Mike McPhee. I'm kind of leaning toward Mike McPhee. Does anyone in chat have a clear favorite that's different or the same? He's the best if you want to play VR, but who wants their number one stud to platoon? That's true. Well, he's the one though who's VR V left. He has the least difference, right? Because he goes from 6570 VL to 6070 VR. So to me, he's the least platoon about. Takmedo likes Palmera. Let's see, Palmera. The thing I like about Palmera too is he's got the 60 contact and the 60 avoid K. He's slight. He does favor lefties. He does bring some speed. Oh yeah, my Mike McPhee's a lumbering dude. Is that split not so bad that you'd be tempted to platoon him? 65-70 to 55-65. Ooh, McPhee for DH, yeah. And here's the thing: we're going to face more righties than lefties for sure. So I kind of like, for that reason, I kind of like McPhee still. All right, I'm going to take McPhee, and hopefully one of our other outfielders is a better fielding left fielder. Yeah, exactly, Takmedo. Yeah. So Smiley Face Jane has an interesting point. Confused how Palmera and Vera both have 65 power, and then have the same VR, but Palmera's 15 better VL. So 65 power, yeah. Well, I mean, Palmera Rivera is 10 better in contact VR, and then the VL at bats are significantly lower. So from a mix perspective, it can work, but you're right. The 15 sounds extreme. Must be like ever so slightly better VR. Yeah, but yes, Rivera definitely feels like a platoon guy, a legendary platoon guy. The thing is, though, 55 is probably still better than a lot of average players. So he's like, but I guess to your point, if he's average from one side and he's a legend, he should be a god on the other side. And he's not a god on the other side. He's 65 on the other side. Yeah. Well, that's why I'm glad I bumped it up to five choices. We're going to go with Mike McPhee. All right. So Jack the Giant Killer. Legend. Just like last time, we're going to add their tier to their last name so we can know when we picked them. So I guess it's the only thing I don't like about McPhee is speed and fielding would definitely DH him. Yeah. So my hope is that I have a good fielding left fielder coming up. So let's see when I have my next left fielder. So I don't even say left field anywhere. So I've got my starting right field and center fielder are good. And then I've got another outfielder here at bench level. I might not even have enough outfielders actually. Starting left fielder, that's one. Right field, center field, that's three. And a center field four. I've only actually designated four outfielders. All right, well, that's another reason we test this stuff. So yeah, I don't have enough outfielders selected. And if yesterday was any indication, some of the infielders will come with other infield positions. I didn't see many where you had infielders with outfield positions and outfielders with infield positions. So we may be stuck having to play that guy in left field. We'll see. Okay, then my next player is a legendary shortstop. Now that I know about how the it looks like legendary batting profiles with positionality traits added on, I'm glad I kept shortstop as the legend level. Well, I automatically like the 70-70 guy. 70 contact, 70 power, 60 defense, no speed at all. Our best fielding shortstop is Eric Basse. 60 contact, 65 power, 50 eye. Pretty good hitting, though, for a top fielding shortstop. I don't think I can pass up the hitting of this Sebastiano Defenu. So we're going to stick with him. So many Rich Aurelia. Maybe each one is a different year from Rich Aurelia's career. Actually, if you unscramble all these names, they spell Rich Aurelia. All right, let's delete those guys. Tonk Mato, you're talking like someone who would like to play this game someday. Cosmos. His nickname is Cosmos. That's awesome. All right. Who's my next pick? First base and then starting pitcher. Oh wait, I need to assign this guy to the Mets, so no one scoops him from the free agent pool. So we'll see if last night was a fluke, but we got lucky with a really good, like, stud hitting first baseman last night. We'll see if we get something similar tonight. In fact, he was so good. That's what made me think that are the hitting ratings position based? I'm building a slow pitch softball team, says Tongmado. That's actually kind of true. Okay, now these profiles are more power based than the others, so maybe it's not just a legend batter chassis with, positionality bolted on. I mean, I feel like I'm choosing between Chris Lawson and Alfredo Valdez. Lawson's got the 65 contact, 70 power. Valdez has the 60 contact, 75 power, but they both have 65 I, which is what I like. You know what? Add into the fact that Valdez has the 60 avoid, uh, the 55 avoid K. Worst avoid case in starting, says Taquito. Yeah. And among them though, Valdez has the least bad avoid K. So I'm gonna go Valdez. He also has surprisingly high range for a first baseman. Not that it matters, but he can actually it looks like he can actually pick it a little bit. Jack the Ripper is his nickname, even though his first name is not Jack or anything close to Jack. All right, and then I get my legend starting pitcher. I really do hope someone goes for legend starting pitchers. I think that would be an awesome build. Terrible nickname. All right. Well, my starting pitchers have terrible batting profiles, but let's check out their pitching profiles. All right. Well, AW would definitely want Austin Ryan with his 75 stuff. I'm kind of drawn towards Ricky Esau with his highest control and really good HRA. Yeah, you like Ricky too? I'm on board with Ricky. The only thing is he's a lefty, so we're gonna have to make sure we get some righties to go with him. But yeah, it seems like everyone had the pretty low PBAB too. So nickname Cricket, crafty lefty, Cricket lefty. Oh, my audio's starting to break up. I can already tell this is going to be, we might have some trouble down the home stretch here. Okay, let me just take a peek at the spreadsheet. I think I have three starting pitchers, a catcher, three starting pitchers, and a third baseman coming up. All right, star catcher. This actually worked well for us last time, so hopefully we get a good one. Okay, we're starting to see some non-five stars coming into play here. Okay, we do. It kept our views from last time, which is good. We've got framing showing, so that's good. This is interesting. None of them have very good contact. Scott Benjamin's super splitty, so I think I'm going to avoid him. Nate Eckroat's the best defensive catcher. Offensively, he's not too far behind the others. He has good framing. Miguel Gomez has five extra power, but it's at the expense of five fewer contact and the worst avoid K. So I think I'm going Eckroat. Talk, who would you have taken? You like Nate, but you like Scott. Split better VR, not bad. Let's see. Scott. Yeah, I read the split differently though. I see him being better VL, right? He's not going to see as many lefties. Smiley face Jane like, oh, you meant VL. Got it. Smiley face Jane's like Scott Murray. This is why I like this game. I like that like all the choices were not clear. I'm going Nate, but you two would have gone Scott, which is cool. No nickname. I would have thought with a name like Nate Eckroach, he'd have a nickname, but how do y'all feel about the fact that like once your spreadsheet's in, it's in? It's mostly for simplicity, so it doesn't complicate the creation process. But I also kind of like that, like the die has been cast, and you're gonna get what you get. Some people might not like that though. All right, three-star level starting pitchers. We need some righties in here, so let's hope we get some good ones. I do like that you can't specify the handedness of the player. Wow, a few low stuff pitchers in this mix. mean, out of the gates, I gotta say, I like Chris Fernandez. Low stuff, but he's the only 70 control and HR rate guy. But he's also got the second lowest stamina, which isn't great. Joe Klein's pretty good. Uh, he gives up 5 in control, but gets 15 in stuff, and his stamina is the second highest. So I think I'm gonna go Joe Klein. Let's see, Smiley Face Jane and Togmano both. Oh, it is a second lefty. Dang it. All right, I'm gonna go with it. Hopefully, get a few more righties in the mix coming up. Good call on the lefty though, Togmano. I feel like uh, I feel like in perfect draft when sometimes you've already got one of the good left-handed catchers, and then you get another left-handed catcher, and I'm like, in a near perfect draft, and you're towards the end, I'm like, okay, I guess I'm taking two left. Wait, what am I doing? Oh yeah, little goose, little goose. Oh, does he have an awesome changeup? I got to go check that out. Ooh, yeah. All right, let's pick another. Let's trade another starting pitcher. The other reason I'm glad y'all are weighing in with your choices is because when it's your turn to play, I'm kind of curious to see like how clunky is it for me having to ask you for your picks. Ooh, 75 control HRA, but 50 stuff versus here's a 60 stuff with 65 70 control. You know what? The 75 is another lefty. So I think that's pushing me towards Dave Hamilton. Ooh, but he's got 50 stamina. That's a stinker. Yikes. Maybe I'm a Jimmy Hobbler guy then. 70 control home run rate, 55 stuff, 60 stamina. Jorge CI, I don't like because he has the worst control of the bunch. He has the highest stamina, but I'm worried about 35 hold too. All right, I'm going Jimmy Hobbler. Smiley Face Jane says, swear in around the horn is always two catchers at that lefty. Every time I'm looking for that Buster Posey, he never shows up. All right, that's my pick. Who would you all have gone with? I'm going Jimmy Hobbler. I really like Rogelio, except he's a lefty and his stuff is only 50. McCarver and McCann, like half the time, yeah, for sure. Massacre. Holy cow, his nickname is Massacre. That's awesome. He's already my favorite now. Jimmy Massacre Hobbler. That makes me think of the kid from summer school, Chainsaw. Smiley Face Jane would have gone with Dave Hamilton. Tom Tomato likes Hamilton. That was the lefty, though, right? Oh, no, Rogelio was the lefty. Okay, this is my third starting pitcher, right? Or my third star level starting pitcher. Yeah, lowest stamina. Oh yeah, was that the guy I said he only had 50 stamina? I steered away from him immediately. Man, no stuff in this in these rounds. So you guys gonna tell me you like Nate Brown despite his 50 stamina? I might be overweighting stamina, but I don't know. I just keep thinking I'm gonna have some of my worst players gonna be in the pen. So I'm kind of liking Ben or Monty. Okay, you do like Suarez. Okay, he's one of my two. I'm thinking Rodriguez or Suarez. All right, I think I'm going Suarez. We'll go with the control god here. Hopefully that control actually turns out to be command. I still can't get over the nickname Massacre. That's awesome. Buzz. Monty Buzz Suarez. All right. And then I think it's a third baseman. Yeah, I did leave it as third baseman, so that's our last star player is gonna be a third baseman. Man, my audio's cutting out like crazy. Yeah, Takano's right. He was a lefty though, so I want my fifth starter to be a righty. Oh, this is interesting. High contact, high eye, low power guy. We've got a dead ball third baseman in here. And he's a terrible fielder. I kind of think I like Mike Emmert. He's tied for the best power and has the best eye out of the power guys. Wade Boggs. Sean Figgins. Yeah, the Figgins is more like it, I think. He's got the 75 speed. But check it out, he can't steal. He's 75 speed, low steal. He's like Harold Reynolds. Not that Reynolds didn't steal a lot, but he got thrown out a lot too. All right, I'm going Emmert. No instincts. Yeah. Roddy. His nickname is Roddy. I definitely don't feel as good about this team as I did about my team last night. You would have taken the dead ball guy? This is interesting. Talkmado, when you go, you're going to have a very different build than I'm going to have. Okay, so for my good players, I got a starter, a closer, and then first base, right field, center field. The hope for that first baseman is that he DH. All right, so let's get my good starting pitcher. This is the fifth pitcher, so I need him to be a righty. Otherwise, I'm going to have a lefty dominant rotation, which I don't necessarily want. So, Talkmano, given that we didn't see a dead ball guy yesterday and we finally saw one today, do you think five is enough to get enough variety? Okay, why are these ratings so different? Did I enter in something wrong? I actually wonder, I might have, did I leave it at random for, hold on, I'm going to leave these guys. I just want to test. I'm wondering if I didn't do if these are all consistently 4 or 5 star, then I'm assuming that I did something wrong with this first batch of five. If these are also mixed, then I'm just going to pick from the first five. So player age 20 to 29, player quality. We're now at good, right? Maybe when you get to good, you have more variability. Okay, there is a mix here. So I'm going to assume the first five are correct. So I'm just going to delete these guys out. I don't even want to look at them because there might be a good one in there that I would have wanted. Okay, this is who we have. Um, God dang it, the one I want is a lefty. The one I want is Rick Gunter, but he's a lefty. All right, screw it. I'm going three lefties in the rotation. I'm going three lefties. Bring on your right-handed sluggers. I'm going three lefties. Yeah, I mean, I think you're right. Five's probably the max that we're willing to go to. Yeah, yes, agreed that he's a lefty, but he's too good to pass up. Let's update his name. He is good. All right, I think next is my closer. All right, let me double check. Yep, closer than first base. Oh, let's not jump ahead. Age 26 to 29. Quality good. Ooh, this is where the heat comes out. There's definitely a profile here for closers. It's a lot of heat. I like the better control of Sal San Juan in addition to his better name than the slightly higher stuff of Gustavio Uriarte. So yeah, I'm going Sal San Juan. Yeah, 4.5 star good pitcher. Yeah, Uriarte did have the heat, that's for sure. All right. All right, first base is up next. This is what I'm hoping will be our DH, but now we have a DH, so this is kind of a wasted pick to have it so high. I wish I'd made it an outfielder, but we're sticking with it. Okay. It's getting so laggy. I'm going to do a save here real quick. Oh, 100 mile plus per hour. That's the first one you've seen. First one you've seen in this draft. Yeah. Um, love the high contact, high eye here for Archilla. Again, another piano carrying first baseman, though. 20 steal, 30 speed. But I mean, that's the best hitting profile. So, morning D block. We're experimenting with that game again, where we are create using the player creator to create a whole team for 2023. And Marcos Arch. Oops, he's our another good player. D block, have you recovered from your PTCS yet? I know you were not very happy with how it turned out. Okay, what's after a good first baseman? Good right fielder, good center fielder. All right, let's see what we got here. Another high eye, high contact guy, 70-70 here. No one, and he's tied for the highest power, so I'm going William Escobar. And this guy can actually play defense and has some range. So if I can get another outfielder like him, then we can take our other left fielder and put him at DH. Still not over PTCS. Very traumatic PTCS for D Block. The PTSD PTCS for D Block. Another 5-star good player. That's interesting. Snitz. His nickname is Snitz. TTCSD is crazy. So that was my right fielder, right? Let me just double check. That was my right fielder. Okay, so now it's our center fielder. All right, let's see what we get. The variance in quality is kind of surprising. Well, okay, this is where the good is coming to play, I guess. They're not giving us very good defensive options at center field. D-Luck just hates that the ratings don't seem to matter in the tournament, and if that's the case, the game is unplayable. Whoa, 95 stealing from Jose Bautista. Best contact, worst eye. Best avoid K. 95 steal. I'm not a big steal guy, though, when I run my teams, so that might be an attribute that gets wasted. Here's another example of how the AI overweights speed and stealing. This guy's 4.5 stars. The only thing I can see that he's great at compared to everyone else is gap and stealing. 95 steal, he goes 3 for steal, stolen bases, 45 speed. Yeah, he's the opposite of that other guy we saw earlier with the 90 speed and the 20 stealing. I mean, it is an interesting profile for left field. There's no one here with any real power either. So I might go with the speed burner. I don't love these choices though. All right. I think that's our last good player. Yep, now we're on to an average relief pitcher and then an average catcher. Oh, I can't find my mouse. Where's my mouse? Wow, even my mouse is laggy now. This is not good. Let me do another save. I'm worried that my game or my computer both might crash. All right, let me try closing some stuff here. Like we're not going to need BREF anymore. Let's see if closing some of this stuff helps. All right, hopefully some of that stuff helps. All right, 5 average relief pitchers. Give me someone good, please. Okay, this is crazy. Even my cursor's disappearing. All right, let's see who we got here. I mean, I got to go with the 75 stuff, 55 control guy, right? Best stuff, best control. He's going to give up some bombs, but he's my guy, Melvin Espinoza. It's a pretty good changeup he's got. All right, reliever. This is where I grab my backup catcher too, I believe. Yep. All right, this could be big. If we get a decent backup catcher here, that would help a lot. All right, 5 catchers. Oh, gotta switch back to batting ratings. Ooh, the power hitting catcher. All right, we're going power hitting catcher here. His framing's not bad either. We're going Alex Cabrera. He's a righty. What was my other catcher? Also a righty. Okay. It was quite a bit to hope to get a platoon catcher here, but the lefty catcher is not very good in this batch. Is it a coincidence that as we go further down the quality list that we see fewer nicknames? Could be a coincidence. All right, reliever, catcher, and then I got my backup infielders here: second base, shortstop, and another reliever. All right, 5 average second baseman. Well, this guy's a defensive wizard at second base. Second best at this guy. He's a contact only, no power guy. Victor Rivera, probably the best offensive second baseman in the batch here. What was my original second baseman? Oh no, this is my starting second baseman. Oops. Okay, that changes things. This is my starting second baseman. Hey, here's a Keston Hira for D block. 70 power, 35 defense. Okay, Alex Davila. I want the glove, and he's got a pretty even hitting profile. So, all right, Alex, welcome to the team. So, this experiment is giving Takmado a new idea. Interesting. All right, so the second base. This is our backup shortstop now. Okay, do I want a defensive shortstop or an offensive shortstop? Well, there are not a lot of offensive choices here. 60 contact, everyone has 50 power. So I'm going to go defense here, and we're going to go Sean McDonald. I need a less squeaky chair for streaming. Okay, Sean McDonald. No cool nickname for you. And then we have one more average relief pitcher. Well, a 60 stuff guy, that's not even a lot of stuff. He's got terrible control. So I'm going to grab the best control guy here, which is Antonio Rodriguez. What does my pen look like? Two righties. So a lefty here. Well, Antonio's a righty, but okay, we're going to have to get some lefties in the pen at some point. Lefties in the rotation, righties in the pen, I guess. Oops, I did not mean to go to. Oh no, we need the bio page. Icebox. Icebox is his nickname. All right, who's up after Icebox? We're now into the bench players. Lunchbox. Two relievers, a center fielder, and a third baseman for bench. Oof, these are not good. These are pretty bad. Man, there's no combination I like here. The best control home run rate guy has the worst stuff. I think I gotta go with him. Well, is there a lefty I can grab here? I mean, I can't go with a control below 40. I'm gonna have to take another righty. It's this kind of pick that, like, I didn't think that Sim last night would win as many games as it did. It's bench level. All right. After two relievers, and then a center fielder. Yeah, when you get, I did notice when you get to lower levels, a lot of the players don't have nicknames, which is kind of a bummer. Ooh, these are rough. Well, I need a lefty, so I'm going to take John Blades. That's Moff. All right, John Blades. Any relation to Razor Shines? All right, let's add him to the team. All right, reliever. I believe it's center fielder next, and then third base. Takedo can give lots of bad nicknames. Dust Mop is pretty good as far as bad nicknames go. I was thinking Landfill would be a good bad nickname. All right, these are center fielders. I would like someone who can field the position. Shuffles. Shuffles is great. Okay, so only three can really defend center field. I don't know why he's giving us two center fielders with a defense of 25. I mean, that's not even a center fielder at that point. So Campbell, Lazoya, and Ross. Ross can steal but can't get on base, so he's out. So it's Lazoya or Campbell. Lazoya's going to be slightly better at getting on base and has a significantly better avoid K. All right, I'm going Lazoya. No nicknames again. Bertra. Bertra's the nickname? Or Bertra's the player you would have taken? Yeah, and then I think I said third base. Yeah, third base is my last bench player. Then we got three scrubs, and then we can sim. We're definitely have to do this on the night when we're not rating into max. because this takes a while to do. I'm not complaining though. I'm finding it interesting and fun, but okay, this is a backup third baseman. Hopefully, a backup utility infielder. But man, that defense is atrocious. The best defense is a 45 or a 40. I'm taking Mark Hook with a decent power. Ooh, Milipino is his nickname. You liked Hook? Yeah, he seemed to be the best of the sad bunch. All right, and then three scrubs. Reliever, second baseman. Lieutenant Hook. Player age. This is scrub now, right? I think we're in scrub. Mark Butterbar. All right, let's see who we got here. Oh man, no blue in sight. This one guy's got green home run suppression and the best control. So you know what? I'm taking him. I'm taking what I can get. I do really enjoy that they named one of the levels scrub. That's pretty awesome. Okay, now in the spreadsheet it goes reliever, second baseman, reliever. So I'm going to go in the order it's in the spreadsheet. Oh, this is a sad lot here too. The best fielder's a 60, but he's got no offense. Given no one can really hit, I'm going to go with the best eye, I suppose. Although this guy's got 45 contact. Oh, but he can't play defense. He's got 30. All right, we'll split the difference and take Justin Cole. Oh man, he only plays one position too. That might have really screwed me. I was counting on him to be a middle infielder at least. I'm surprised they don't have utility on here as a choice. Maybe I'll recommend that in the chats or something as a new addition to PT 20 or OOTP 26. All right, one more reliever and we're done. Scrub 5. Oof, these are sad. Oh, these are batting ratings though. Pitching ratings. A little less sad. Oh, no one with control. Jeez. Yeah, middle infielder, corner infielder, corner outfielder. It's crazy though, especially given like how much position flexibility the live cards have that these player creations don't have um, player position flexibility. So Smiley Face Jane likes Mercia. I tend to agree. He's tied with the highest control with Humphreys, and Humphreys has worse stuff and worse P BABIP. The only thing is I could use another lefty. That's the only other thing to factor in here. But what's a lefty with 30 control? I mean, might as well have Mercia at least closer to the strike zone. Yeah, lower than 35 control starts to get disastrous. I don't even like to go below 45, but sometimes you have no choice. Tomato thought I said Merca. That's funny. Tomato, I'm going to make an executive decision. I'm going to write that in. Merca is his nickname now. All right, we are done. Let's take a look at our roster. All right, let's save this bad boy. And let's ask the AI to set up pitching rotations. Oh, wait, I'm allowed to pick strategy. I'm going to pick sabermetric. Oh, yeah, you're right. Thank you. I did forget to name him Scrub Tomato. All right, let's see what it gives us in terms of a pitching staff. It sticks all the bad pitchers in long relief, avoid high leverage. So for the batting lineups, if bats are legends 3, 4, and 5, which makes sense. All right, let's start simming. Let me close the form. Well, actually, let me do this. Let me run some ads. I'm going to refill my water, uh, take a quick bio break, and then I'll close the form when I get back. Whoops. Looks like we're back from ads. Are we back from ads? We put the Mets gift shop and they sell number 3 scrub jerseys. That's amazing. I would buy a George Merca jersey, scrub or not. It's got McPhee in left field, not DH. Yep, and I said I would let the AI make the decision, so I'm stuck with that, unfortunately. Who did it put at DH? It put Marcos Archilla. What was? Oh, interesting. Remember that extra first baseman that I bumped up, hoping to see? That's who it took as the DH. Oh, you know what? Let's look at this positions. Okay, we've got 5 first basemen, 5 second basemen, 5 third basemen, 4 shortstops, 4 left fielders, 2 center fielders. Of course, the 2 center fielders are the ones I actually picked at center field. I think it was kind of stuck with that too because Archilla can only play first base along with Valdez. So if it wants to get him in the lineup, DH is the only option. But then we're stuck with McPhee and his piano on his back playing left field. So I'm hoping it brings in Lazoya off the bench as a defensive sub for McPhee. That's how I would set it up if this were a perfect team, perfect draft team. All right, let's look at the. Oh, let me close the form and let's look at the responses. Let me create a sheet of the answers or the responses. There's only 3 of you, so I'm going to leave the Twitch IDs on the form. And here's what we got. Okay, will our team make the playoffs? Everyone says yes. Only Smiley Face Jane thinks we're going to make it. Jane thinks we're going to make it to the playoffs, and we'll win the World Series. Of the 2 who said no, 97 wins and 91 wins. And the wars are all pretty close, 8.1 to 9.2. Let me crank these up a bit so we can see them all in one screen. All right, we have our predictions. Let's send the season. Now we're essentially one level worse than we were last time. So that should bring down the win total a little bit. But the more I think about it, the more I'm fine with a bunch of teams winning 120, 130 games. I think it'll be fun. Okay, we're 1-1, middle of the pack. First full month. Okay, yeah, last time we ripped off like 12 wins in a row. So that's definitely not happening now. But we are still atop the NL East. Our ESOP pitcher of the month. Okay, we have 21 wins. We are still leading the majors in wins. So this player creation team, even a little bit, I mean, it's a slight nerfing, but we're still in first place. Do another month. Eight-game quality start streak by R. Esau. I turned off owner goals. I don't know why it's still giving me owner goals. I wonder if it undid my mailbox changes too. Nope. Did it undo my? Nope. Okay, everything still looks good. All right, let's go to the end of the month. Oh, you know what? It did interrupt for that owner thing, even though I said no interruptions. Oops, I might have sent us. No, I didn't. I didn't send us through the All Star game. 15 consecutive on base streak by A. Valdez. 14-game run streak by Escobar. Okay, we're still in first place, but it's not the big 800 win percentage plus runaway that it was last time. So that's good. I mean, you guys sat through both drafts and are watching the season. Do you like last night's format better with one more average player and one less bench player, or do you like tonight's format better? Or was it a good? Oh, Tank Beta wasn't here yesterday. 65 wins going into the All Star game. Oh, we have to finish today. 66 wins. Top best record in the major still. All right, let's see what happened in the All Star voting. Third in voting at catcher, second in voting at first base, nowhere for second base, second voting for third base, leading at shortstop, third at left field, no one in center field, second in right field, second for DH. So that AI move seems to be paying off. Wasn't here left yesterday, but love this today. Good. Tomato, I'm glad. Smiley Face Jane likes this one better. Still stacked, but requires a little more thinking. Okay, that's what I was going for. So I'm glad you said that. I think we'll stick with this format then. Again, I will say it every time. The AI does not like imported or generated pitchers. I've never seen one crack the top five in All Star voting, and similarly for relievers too. It's kind of a bummer. Again, let's see who actually made the game. Okay, Esau was selected. He's 16 and 1, 1.86, 0.77 whip. And how did he not get? How did he lose the vote to a 7 and 8 pitcher with a 3.78 ERA? I turned off popularity as uh, a factor in All Star voting, and yet this happens. Okay, we only have one pitcher on the staff. I got to look at our pitching. We have another. We have a 16-1 guy who made the team. We have a 15 and 2 and 11 and 4. Neither one of them made the All Star game. I call BS on that. Okay, Nate Eckroat was selected to the team as a catcher. Archilla was selected at first base, as was Valdez. Wow, our two first basemen both got selected to the All Star game. That's pretty awesome. Mike Emmert selected. Defenu was voted in, and Escobar was selected. All right, let's go to the home run challenge. Defenu. Oh man, this is some dirty pool. They put Defenu and Valdez in the same bracket. So we have to knock one of our players has to knock that. Well, they did the same thing to Otani and Trout too. That's some poor bracket generation there. Okay, Defendu advances, so does Otani. Otani and Defendu meeting in the finals. Defendu has 23 home runs at the break. Otani has 23. Showtime wins it 10-9. All right, let's finish today. And let's watch the. We'll quick play the All Star game, but then see what happens. Our NL wins 8-5 with a 4-run seventh. All right, let's see who from our team played. Emmert pinch hit went 1-for-2. Defendu started went 0-for-2. Eckroat pinch hit went 1-for-1. McPhee pinch hit went 0-for-1. And on the pitching side, our guy didn't even pitch, so all right, well, let's go back to the standings. We'll finish up the season. I do like that it's not a runaway season like last time. It makes it a little more interesting. But I think this is the balance I wanted, right? That we're in contention for the best record in the majors, but we're not like destroying the field. 79 wins, 745 win percentage. All right, let's go to the roster expansion date. Kershaw, 1 inning pitched, 33 pitches. Must have thought it was the postseason. I'll never get tired of Kershaw postseason jokes. Partly because it's a backhanded compliment, right? It means you've been a stud your whole career in the regular season. That's the only reason the postseason results are funny. But I mean, it's ridiculous how bad he is in the postseason. Okay, September 1st, and we've already hit 100 wins, so definitely turned on the afterburners in the second half here. All right, let's go to the end of the regular season. 124 wins, still above the major league record, but still feels more, I don't know, realistic, plausible. I like it though. This is the sweet spot, I think. I like this a lot. All right, we won an ERA crown and most wins, but it looks like we did not win the pitching triple crown. And I bet the reason is same reason as last night. There is a injuries are turned off, so there's a healthy DeGrom in the league or in the majors. Tommy said he's amazing as a Giants fan. His postseason history makes me happy. Let's run the postseason. We'll check out some awards. All right, let's do the tree. Okay, we've got the Guardians and Rangers in one wild card, and the Braves and Phillies in the other. All right, the Braves advance, as do the Rangers. Is he 13-13? I'm actually surprised that he's a 500 pitcher in the postseason. I thought he'd be significantly worse. Ooh, we squeaked by the Braves 3 games to 2. What were the scores? Oh, look at that. We won the first two. We lost the next two. And then we won the deciding game 10-4. Yeah, very close. All right, we now take out the Dodgers, best of seven. And the Rangers play the Rays. Where's AW? We got the Rays playing in the ALCS. We have we featured AW's Gym Unknowns playing another Gym Unknowns team in the first round. If you missed that, it was awesome. Kifu says, please don't say Braves for the rest of the night. We have a sad Braves fan in the house. All right, let's sim the next round. All right, we are in the World Series, 4 games to 2 against the Dodgers. The Rangers beat the Rays 4 games to 2, so it's a Mets versus Rangers facing our former pitcher, DeGrom. Ooh, the Rangers I saw the Rangers jumped out to a 1-0 lead. All right, let's get our game scores 15:06. We did win the World Series. We get a screenshot of this. Now, I thought it was interesting how it played. Those 7 games played out. All right, so we lost to the Twins, then we win the next 3, then we lose the next 2, and then finally pull it out 9-6. All right, let's look at some stats. Well, that's interesting. We have 5 of the top. This is league combined. Let's look at NL. All right, we have 5 of the top 8 batting average, 4 of the top 8 home runs, 4 of the top 8 RBI, including 152 RBIs from Valdez. Uh, he was 51 batting average points away from the Triple Crown, so it wasn't close, but he leads in home runs and RBI. Defenu leads in on base percentage. Defenu also leads in OPS despite Valdez's gaudy power numbers. That's interesting. Our top WAR is 12.8 from Defenu, uh, far ahead of the next leading player, who also happens to be a Met, 7.9 from Valdez. So, Defenu as a shortstop has a big advantage in WAR. So that really played out. Wait, you know how Will Benson destroyed dead ball with triples? He's not doing too bad in 2023 either. 13 triples from Benson, 51 doubles from Martinez. But the Mets taken over the run and total base charts. Other than Juan Soto, we had the next 2 walk leaders as well. All right, let's check out the pitching leaders. Contreras, the only Met with a plus 300 average. Yeah. Yeah, D Block, we noticed that too. OOTP does love Benson. In all of our uh, dead ball sims, he had like 40 or 50 triples. Okay, I'm going to say that San Juan led the league in saves. The AI hates the player managed teams relievers. I will not be surprised if San Juan, despite leading the league in saves, does not win the reliever of the year. Ben says mom must work for OOTP, says Deflock. Ooh, Spencer Strider is the one who kept Esau from winning the pitching triple crown with 317 strikeouts. Esau far behind with 261. But Esau led the league in wins, an ERA, and an 8.4 WAR. All right, let's check out some awards. All right, Great Glove Awards. Uh, Eckroat at catcher and Davila at second base win Great Glove Awards. And that second base, he was, I think, only a good rated player. So, all right, reliever of the year. I told you, I told you the AI would screw us. The AI does not like human managed relievers. I don't know what the deal is. We had two first place votes. Evan Phillips gets 25 first place votes. 36 saves, 1.36 ERA. Oh, wait, it wasn't even our closer. San Juan came in third. No, Phillips did have a good year, no doubt. No doubt. Okay, and San Juan's ERA was above 2, even though he had 45 saves. It took our setup guy, though, second in voting. But yeah, I think of all the since we've done, I've had one reliever win reliever of the year. All right, Platinum Stick Award. We won 5 of these. Maybe not surprising. Let's see. Contreras wins for the Brewers, a catcher. Nice. Valdez at first for us. Defenu at short. Mike McPhee in left field, despite all the concerns we had about his fielding. Um, Escobar in right field. And Archilla at DH. Hit 38 home runs as a backup first baseman converted to DH. Nicely done. Rookie of the year. I wonder how it treated our creative players as far as rookie eligibility. We had no one in the running, so it must not have. Oh, because I set our age to 26 to 29, I bet it made us like experienced major leaguers. All right, Cy Young vote. Esau should be the winner here, and he is. Okay, let's advance to MVP. Defenu. That's Defenu beat out Valdez. That's interesting. Oh, look at that. We had one, two, three, four, five. The top 5 vote getters were on our team. That's awesome. Not all the legend players, though. Defenu, Valdez, and McPhee. Oh, because our other legend player was a pitcher. That's why. Yeah, and here's Emmert, a star level player, in 7th place. Nice. Okay, so let's go back to the pack giveaway. So Smiley Face Jane, the only one to so everyone gets the first one right. We did make the playoffs. Smiley Face Jane, the only one saying we'd make it to the World Series. So Smiley Face Jane wins the 7 packs. Now we're looking for tiebreakers for the three packs. Uh, Spy Fishing also correctly guessed we'd win the World Series. Then how many games would we win? Talkmado closer than Max LP 80 with 97. Smiley Face Jane almost on the money with 120. Smiley Face Jane gets 120, and we were 124 and 38. 124 and 38. 120. Very good guess on that. But Smiley Face Jane already won the 7 packs. So the tiebreaker gives the 3 to Talkmado. Congratulations. Oh, you want to see the war? Okay. Yep, the guesses were 8.1, 9, and 9.2. This is the highest war of any of our legend players. Yeah, Defenu had a 12 plus war. Esau had an 8.4 war, so we don't have to look at the pictures. 12.8 war from Defenu. Yeah, historic level war. So 12.8, Smiley Face Jane would have taken that too. Smiley Face Jane has a knack of picking the highest guess. And then when these sims go crazy, that ends up being the winning guess. I thought for sure after the first few times Smiley Face Jane won that way, there'd be a bunch of people guessing super high and overshooting, but it still hasn't happened yet. So let me highlight our 2 winners here. First, second. All right. Well, it sounds like Tomato had fun. I had fun. I was just kidding. I had fun. Hopefully, Smiley Face Jane's engagement during the process also means that they had fun. But I like this game. I think it's a fun game. I like that it's set up in a way that other people can play it. Um, what I'll do is I'll try to figure out like a good channel point redemption number to set for it, and then I'll let you know when that's done. So if you want to play, you can play. I think the only criteria will be I don't think we can do this on a night where Max is streaming after us because we would go way into his time. So I think that leaves basically the weekend streams and Monday, Tuesday, right? So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Um, and maybe Saturday is the best because not everyone has the flexibility to schedule naps during the day like I do, since I run my own business. Um, so maybe Saturday might be the night we do our community game nights, and we'll start with this. The other thing too is I wanted to remind everybody I have all these other games I used to play in the base game too that I've tweaked a little bit to make more kind of user friendly. Um, let me see if I can find that slide. Maybe yeah. So I think that the channel point retention should be like to play any of the games on stream. Um, and I'm assuming we do it via chat, but I wonder if there's a way we could potentially do it by voice too, because for picking players, it might be easier to or more interesting to do it with a voice. I don't think I could do video because I'm worried it's going to crash my system even faster. But yeah, you know what? I can't find that slide with all the games I used to play that I want to offer up to the community to play. Oh, no, that's not it. Oh yeah, my revisionist history game night. Right, so the idea here is you would pick one of your favorite teams, and you can do any one of these treatments. Um, I'll go over it next time in case anyone wants to play one of these. But it seems like there's a lot of interest around what we're playing today, so we'll start with that. But let me put the title page back up, and then let me look for someone to raid into. But congrats to our winners, Smiley Face Jane and Talkmato. You'll get your packs within 24 to 48 hours. Thank you to OOTP Developments for the packs to give away. We didn't have any raiders today, so I don't have anyone to thank on the raiding front, but I did enjoy watching Attica Online. Let's give Attica Online a shout. He had his OTP affiliate anniversary today. 2 years of being an OTP affiliate. So D-Block says we could do Discord. Yeah, so the reason though, D-Block, I want to do voice only is because my computer has a hard enough time keeping up with just OBS and OOTP. I'm worried that if I tried to add video of another person, it would just crash everything. So Discord voice would probably be an option there. But yeah, it sounds like at least Talkmato wants to play. I think Smiley Face Jane had expressed interest earlier too, previously. So, all right, let's find someone to raid into. Let me see if Midnight Sumo is actually showing sumo. So I think I raided into Midnight Sumo earlier this weekend. That's a English speaking uh, guys who commentate on Japanese sumo tournaments. So it makes everything going on a lot easier to understand. But I actually don't hear their commentary. I just hear the Japanese right now. The other two people I like to stream to, the first is Sensei Martian, who's an American guy who lives in Japan, who's walking from the southern end of Japan to the northern end of Japan. I think that's almost 2,000 miles. He's on day 140 something, I think. But he's not streaming right now. So, with Midnight Sumo not. Okay, so the other one is Ophi and Stitch, who is Palestinian living in Taiwan, who does, she's a pixel artist and does a lot of cross stitching and stuff in her stream. Tom Beta watched Sumo the other day, and it keeps showing up in your recommendations. Okay, so they are doing the commentary in English. I can hear it now. So I don't know. Does anyone have a preference? Ophi and Stitch or Midnight Sumo for live English coverage of the current sumo tournament going on in Japan? Okay, Tomato votes Ophi. All right, let's head on into Ophi's channel. I wonder if they're gonna get sick of us because we have nothing to do with kind of like Amarath. Wants to look to see what the fuzz is about and forever in the I don't know what Amarath is. What is that? Because they're all these like artists and creative types, and then like our baseball nerds come right into them every once in a while. So, but I don't know. Hopefully, they appreciate the viewers. All right, let's go ahead into Ophi and Stitch. All right, thanks again for hanging out, everybody. I really appreciate you hanging in there while I tried out this creator roster. And Tomato, I'm glad you seem interested in playing, so we'll get you set up on that.